Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday today and I'm here with a sketch challenge. So every Tuesday I jump on and do a sketch challenge. I will give you the measurements as I go through, but don't forget that in about a half hour's time, this sketch will post on my Facebook group page and also on Instagram. So you can grab the sketch and the measurements on there. Also, if you're coming in through YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you get notified when I go live. And if you're coming in through Facebook, make sure you've given permission for Facebook. So you go to streamyard.com/Facebook and you will give permission so that I can actually see who's commenting. Hey, Pam, welcome. Hello, Melinda, welcome. Nice to see you. I don't know that you've joined us before. If you have, I'm sorry, I missed it. But anyway, welcome. Okay, so let me switch over to my desktop. First of all, actually, before I do that, this sketch, if some of you joined the Creativity Abounds Winter Meadow Stamp Camp a couple of weeks ago, you may recognize the sketch. So thank you so much to Sharon Burkhart for the sketch. This was one she shared as a challenge during our stamp camp, and I really liked it, so I decided to use it. So thank you to Sharon for sharing it. Okay, so I will switch over and show you. Hey, Maya, welcome. Nita, welcome, everybody. All right, so this is the sketch. Lots of things you can do with this, I think. So your card base, I've said 5.5 by 8.5, but mine is actually 4.25 by 11. Doesn't really matter what you use, so either of those. And then a piece that is 4 inches by 5.25. This square is 2.5 by 2.5, and then a circle. Now I've used the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, which is what the measurements are. Video stopped on Facebook. Oh dear, not sure what's going on. Hopefully it'll come back. I think I'm still live for those of you watching through Instagram. Okay, so the circle is 2 3/8 inch, and then I've got a shape here. I put a star. You could put whatever it is you want, any shape here. I'm actually using the translucent florals bundle, and so I'm going to have flowers that go here. So I've said 2 inches by 2 inches, but some shape. Now I realized after I did this I forgot to put a sentiment on, so I'm going to put a sentiment kind of down here in the bottom. Usually my sentiments are anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch wide, and then however long you need it. So just don't forget to add a sentiment. Oh good, it's back. Perfect. Whoever that is that's commenting, I can't see who it is. So make sure you go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give permission so I can see who's commenting. Okay, so again, if you've missed any of those, they will go live on Instagram and Facebook. This sketch will go live in about a half hour's time. Okay, so as I said, I'm using the translucent florals. Hey, Claudia. Bundle. Now this bundle was released early from the mini catalog in time for Creativity Now in June. And of course I didn't play with it then, so now I'm playing with it. So it's a great, so pretty. The stamps, it's almost see-through, and if you stamp it on vellum, it just looks like it's see-through. It's so pretty. It is a distinctive stamp. In the set of dies, you of course, just about dropped them. That wouldn't have been good. You have, of course, the dies that will cut out your stamped images and others, but you have these standalone dies that will cut out both flowers, leaves, and the centers for them. And so that's what I'm using today. The only stamp sentiment I'm going to have is my hey Felicia, sentiment. I got, yeah, 2 Nova Scotia people. That's quite cool. All right, so let's put that away. Okay, so and bring in my trimmer. Now I'm using a piece of thick basic white cardstock. Yes, the paper is to die for. When it was released, it did not have designer series paper. It was just a bundle, but Stampin' Up! Has since released some designer series paper that was intended to be for a celebration when there was a celebration planned for this time of year. And now they don't do celebration this time of year. So Stampin' Up! Has released 5 different papers as online exclusives. And this is one of them, and it's absolutely stunning. The other one that coordinates with a bundle is the one that coordinates with the Saint Nicholas or Traditions of Saint Nick, I think the stamp, the paper is called. It's really pretty. And then there was some glimmer, silver and gold glitter paper, adhesive back. I think that has sold out. And there's one that's foils. I can't remember what it's called. So a tartan foils. Anyway, there's 5 different ones. Whereabouts? Okay, you guys are just chatting. Okay, so this is my cardstock, thick basic white. Now, I've got a piece of this stunning paper, and it almost seems a shame to cover that up, don't you think? But I am. I'm going to use this Berry Burst as my first layer. I thought it would be pretty to put the flowers on top of it. And I was thinking the flowers, it was going to be just so busy if I put flowers on. So I'm going to use the back side. I know it's hard to use. The paper is so pretty. Okay, so I've got my piece that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 adhered to my card base. Now my square was 2.5 inches, so I just cut a white square for the center, and then I punched out of Berry Burst my circle that will go in the middle like that. Now, if you wanted to do something interesting with that, you could. I said I wasn't going to do any more stamping except for the sentiment, but I think I'm going to stamp this. You could emboss it if you wanted to. That's what I did when I made this a card using this sketch for our stamp camp. I actually embossed it. I made a Christmas card, but for this one, I'm just going to take and kind of stamp these stems around that, and then that will just have a bit of a pattern to it. So you can pop that up or lay it flat or adhere it flat. So I'm going to pop it up. All right, so we'll just put that roughly centered, as close as I can get. There we go. That's close enough. All right, and then I'll just adhere this flat. Get too many layers on it, and it costs, at least in Canada, it costs more to mail things. So I try to keep the layers down, or at least the number of dimensionals down. I know it's hard, Felicia. It is hard to cover up, but my flowers I think are going to be pretty. Okay, now I actually cut. You can cut the flowers so you could stamp. Well, actually, these ones aren't for the stamp. These are just the standalone flowers. So you could cut them out of cardstock. I actually just cut them out of the designer series paper, and if you wanted to, you could use either side, and I might actually do that. Kind of flip them. There are 2 different sizes here. It's hard to know which is which, but I've cut 2 different flowers out. I don't know if there's a right way and a wrong way to do this, but I am going to use mini dimensionals on these to put the, you can find them. There they are. I always use my take your pick tool when I'm using mini. I can't seem to get my fingers around the mini dimensionals. They're a little bit small. So I'm going to use one that is the flower side. These flowers are a bit different shape. And one that is the kind of watercolor side, like that. And I'll alternate them like that. And then I went ahead, just about lost one, and I cut out some gold centers to my flowers. Now, where did my piece of gold go? Oh, here it is. So I have a bunch of these. If any of you have this is gold foil, and I made a bunch of cards using the Stars at Night embossing folder, and then cut out, because it's a hybrid embossing folder. So you end up with this really pretty paper that I just used. I kept it and used it to cut out the centers. So not only are my flowers, they've got a little bit of kind of embossing on them. And so I just kind of saved them. There's a fair amount of, oopsie, that's a lot of glue. So I'm just going to pop those centers on. I cut a big one and a small one. And I probably put these flowers together wrong, because I think that I should have used the two big ones together and the two small ones together, but that's okay. Oh yeah, sometimes the paper will come. So I'm just going to take, and this is going to be my shape in the corner. Yeah, I think I put this together with the flowers wrong, but it's okay. I think it goes all right. I think the two large pieces go together and the two small pieces, but that's okay. So I'm just going to kind of take and put my, oops. Pulled some backing off of the paper. Not sure why. All right. There we go. And I'm going to have to readjust this one because this is kind of big. So let's put that there and that there. Now I also cut out, oh, there it is. I cut out 4 of the leaves. Yeah, Pam, I agree, but yeah, and I agree with Anita. Sometimes a mistake. Yeah, I think it's okay, Claudia. So I cut out 4 leaves, 2 big and 2 small from this is one of the papers. It's got little smaller flowers on the back. So again, I'm, using the colored side and not the beautiful flowery side. But this is for leaves, and I thought that the parakeet party would just have a pop of color. Okay, then we can take and just kind of tuck these leaves underneath. I'll do the 2 big ones first, and then I'll figure out, I still have to get a sentiment on here. I said I was going to put it at the bottom, but I have a feeling my sentiment is going to end up here somewhere, because I'm running out of room quickly. Down here. There we go. Like that. There we go. Okay, so there's my flowers, and I need a sentiment. So I cut a piece of basic white, and I also cut a piece of berry burst, but I originally thought my sentiment was going to go down there. It's not. So I think I'm going to put my sentiment there, wherever it'll fit, as long as it's got a sentiment on it. And I'm going to stamp it says "You're the best." I think this will fit. Make sure. Oh, it's not very straight. That's better. Oh, that's not very straight. Whew. Let's try that again. Okay, that's better. I always test, and that's why there's 2 sides to every piece of cardstock. Oh, not too bad. Yeah. Oh, hi, Sandy. Yes, I think it is a happy accident. I think that the sentiment going there will be pretty. And now I'm just going to glue this on, not all the way across, but it's going to go kind of right across like that. Okay, now I have, these are the blooming pearls. And if you haven't noticed these, they are so pretty. They are part of the Modern Garden suite. And they come in garden green, gold, and garden green gold, pretty peacock, and petal pink. So I'm going to use some gold ones just because I've got the gold on the centers of my flowers. So that'll be the front of my card. And then I cut a piece of the designer series paper. So this is 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. It's not very straight. And I'm just going to put this on the bottom. I hate to cover that up, but I'm going to. Okay, there we go. So that can go on the bottom of my card. Probably should have been 4 1/4 of an inch long, but that's okay. There we go. All right, there we go. That is my card. I kind of followed the sketch, although my what kind of is my star is definitely bigger than 2 inches by 2 inches. But you know, sometimes that happens and you just go with it. That's my theory. And sometimes you maybe put your flowers together the right way around. But hey, live and learn. All right. So, and as I've always said, sketches are guidelines. So, if it doesn't turn out exactly like the sketch, that's okay. It's your interpretation of the sketch. How's that for getting by with having it different? Okay, so tomorrow I will be live at 2. I'm going to do a technique tomorrow. I'm going to talk about splattering and some of the ways to splatter. So if you've ever seen some of the techniques, there are some people around that do an amazing job of splattering. Shelley Gardner is one who always does some kind of splattering. And so I thought I'd talk a little bit about how you can do splattering. Mashwari Rajaguru, who is on our Creativity Abounds team, does an amazing job of splattering as well. And on our stamp camp, we talked about different ways to splatter. So I'm going to talk about some of those and use some techniques on a card tomorrow. And then Thursday, I will be back with a mystery challenge, and I will post the clues to the mystery challenge or the supply list for you to come along and make a card with me on Thursday at 2 o'clock. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.